Lead the Way, a podcast for school leaders with author, speaker, and educator, Dr. Bill Ziegler.
Welcome to Lead the Way, a podcast for principals by principals in 5 minutes or less. Today, I'm just super excited for our special guest, Yvette Miguez. She's an assistant principal for special education at 811Q School in the New York public school system. Yvette comes from Queens, New York, which is the epicenter of the coronavirus right now. Yvette, it's so great to have you on the program.
It's so great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yvette, your school is going through so much right now, being the epicenter of the coronavirus for the United States. What is your school doing right now to support special education students during this time?
Well, we're really doing a lot of outreach. In New York City, we're doing remote learning, and we are doing the best we can to be in contact with every student as much as possible every day. And what that looks like is having video conferencing sessions. We're doing a lot of work on Class Dojo and different platforms to be in constant communication with parents. It has been quite a challenge for our children because we're seeing that a lot of our children are actually having relatives that are being affected by this virus. So it's been quite a traumatic time for the students in New York City.
Yvette, it's so good to hear how you're just working with special education students. What are you doing right now to support these students during this most difficult time? I really like what you talked about off the air, what you called validating their feelings. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So it's really important to notice their feelings and help them feel supported and validate what they're feeling. And especially for us, looking at them when we have video conferencing sessions, really looking at their expressions and gestures, because some of them have limited ways of communicating. It's so important to give them statements like, it's tough what you're going through. It's hard to be away from your friends and your teachers, and just explaining to them that it's okay to be frustrated and that we're all going through this. And this is something that we've never experienced before. So just continuously letting them know that it's okay to feel the way they're feeling. So it's important to help our students to really understand the COVID-19 virus and to understand them through social stories and through videos. However, we can continually teach them, even though we're not in their homes, but through different platforms online. It's important for them to understand social distancing. It's also important for them to maintain appropriate hygiene. So we have to do the best we can to teach them that during this time. And it also help the parents with consistency and making sure their routines at home stay the same, that they keep the same meal time, sleep time, and wake schedule. It's really important for them to organize their days so that they can process what's going on the best they can.
Yvette, you talk about social stories. What exactly do you mean by that? Tell our listeners more about that.
So social stories are actually social learning tools that support the safe and meaningful exchange of information between parents and professionals for students specifically with autism, but students with special needs of all kinds can benefit from them. They were started by Carol Gray, and you could look them up online, carolgraysocialstories.com. They're just wonderful resources to help families to have stories to be able to help the students to process what's going on. And there's tons of stuff now online about COVID-19.
Yvette, thank you so much for sharing about social stories and for being a champion of kids right now in Queens, New York, which is one of the epicenters of the coronavirus. It makes me think, Yvette, how are you doing right now?
So I'm doing well. However, it's been quite a challenge because I, too, am a mother of a child with autism. So just adjusting to everything. A lot of our teachers are also they're struggling with teaching and having their students at home. So as administrators, it's been quite a challenge to make sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing and doing constant check-ins to reinforce the staff and to just make sure emotionally they're in an okay place. It's been hard, but we're just doing the best that we can. We're a strong city and we just want to keep moving forward. And now this is a new thing and we have to adjust and learn how to do learning online and through technology.
Yvette, you are such a strong woman, such a strong educator, and you're in a strong city. Again, thank you so much for being on Lead the Way and for being a champion for kids.
Thank you so much for having me here.
And listeners, I'd encourage you to check out my new book, You Don't Need Superpowers to Be a Kid's Hero, Leading a Hero-Building School Culture in Your School. Check it out on my website or on Amazon today.
You've been listening to Dr. Bill Ziegler with Lead the Way. Bill has great resources for school leaders at chaselearning.org. That's chaselearning.org. Thanks for listening to Lead the Way with Dr. Bill Ziegler.